Okay, so we're gonna take a look at the Pearson Excel practice test. Let me just see how many steps there are. Oh wow, there's a lot of steps to this thing. Holy cow, there's a lot. All right. So anyway, so what we'll do is we'll bring up the Excel spreadsheet, and so it comes up the one that they give us. There's a first quarter tab, a second quarter tab, a third quarter tab, and a fourth quarter tab. Okay, so first, second, third, fourth, 4 different tabs full of numbers, but they all look very similar. So the first step they want us to do is to basically take the B column, the C column, the D column, and the E column, and make the widths larger. So what that means is, and they want us to do that on all 4 tabs, the first tab, the second tab, the third tab, and the fourth tab. So the way we'll do that is we'll group all 4 tabs together, and then we will perform the column size changes, and it'll do it to all 4 of them. So the way we'll group the 4 tabs together is we're going to hold the control key. So on your keyboard, hold the control key and then click on all 4 tabs. And if you notice, they start to turn white or it's like slightly off white. And that means they're being grouped together. So now all 4 tabs are grouped together. So now what we want to do, the instructions say, group the worksheets and change the width from columns B through E to 13.00. Okay, so we've grouped the 4 sheets together. We select column B, hold the control key again, column C, D, E, and E. And then we go to, let me get this thing out of the way. All right, and then we go to, on the home menu, we go to the cells sub-ribbon, click on format, and we pick column width, and there's a little window pops up over here, and we make it 13. You don't have to do 13.00, 13 is good enough. Hit OK, and the width of the columns changed. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, it's not asking us to do this, so you don't have to do this, but I'm going to ungroup these 4 sheets, and I can do that by hitting on any one of them, and they automatically ungroup. Okay, so what we did was we set the column width of the first sheet. We made columns B, C, D, and E bigger. The second sheet, the third sheet, and the fourth sheet, the fourth quarter. So the idea behind grouping them together means whatever you do to one sheet happens to all of them. All right, now in step 2, they also wanted us to make the row 4, have the height size be 15. So let me group the sheets back together. So I hold my control key and I click first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. And then I click on row 4. And I go to the home menu, once again, the cells formatting, and I pick row height. And this is a row height of 30, so we're actually making it smaller and make this 15, 1, 5, and we hit OK. And it made the row smaller. Okay. So, all right.
That was easy.
Step 2, okay. All right, now in step 3, it wants us to say, with the worksheets still grouped, so we don't have to do anything, leave them grouped, insert a function in row, in E5 to E14. So E5 to E14, that's these cells that will sum up the quarter totals. Okay. So we have, so what we want in this box is this number plus this number plus this number. We want that to be in here. So what we could do, they said they want us to sum it up. So we could say equals sum, S-U-M, open parentheses. Then we can, holding your mouse, the left side of your mouse, hold the button down. You can shade the 3 boxes, and it fills out the address B5 to D5. So it's saying sum up that range, and you could hit close paren and then hit enter. So really what we just did there was we put in a formula that this box should equal the sum of the 3 block boxes next to them and add them up. Okay, so we hit enter. It does the math for us and calculates that number. Now we have to do the same thing here, 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 here. This could take all day, right? Well, no. If you click on this box, you'll notice there's a little mini box here in the lower right corner, and we can grab it by putting the mouse over it and pressing and holding the left button on your mouse and just drag it down to here. And it's basically saying copy that formula all over the place. So for example, if I clicked on this box, if I double click on it to see what the formula is take this box, this box, this box, and sum them all up and put them in this box. So effectively what we did, it's called an autofill. We said we're going to take the formula I put here and I'm going to copy it pattern-wise down to here. Okay, so let's see. Insert a function into B15 through E15, B15 through E15. Put a function in these 4 boxes that will total, so they're being cute here, of course it's sum, to total up the these numbers. So I'm going to put it in this box and then I'm going to drag it over to these boxes. So I'm going to say once again equals sum, S-U-M, open bracket, shade this whole area and close bracket and hit enter. So now this box, if I double click on it, is the sum of all of these boxes. Okay. Now I'd like that same formula to go here and here and there through E. Okay. So I click on this box, I grab this lower corner, press and hold the left button on my mouse and just drag it over and it copies. Okay. All right. And then apply the total cell style on the total for the budgets. Okay. So how do we, all right, so they want these are totals. They want us to make it look like the way accountants do totals. So what they want us to do is to go to, what do we want? So if we go to the styles and we open up the full menu, because I don't see total. And here's total, this one. So we click on total. So, you know, it's like 1 line above it and 2 lines below it. That's like, makes it looks like a total. Okay, and then they want the comma 0 style. What do they want here? They want columns E6 through E14. E6, 6, why not 5? E6 through E14. They want these boxes to be comma 0. So really what they're doing is they want to take these dollar signs away. The comma means there's a comma after 1,000. But they don't want, all right. So shade the boxes you want to hit. Right click on your mouse and cell format. There is a, let's see. See, comma. I don't see a comma. that one of these should say comma. I don't know why there's no comma here. All right. Well, this must be an older version of Excel. It doesn't have the comma. So, but if you had a comma, then pick it. Let me see if I could just get rid of this up. So effectively what they're doing is they're getting rid of the dollar sign. So it would look like that. I don't know why I don't have a comma on that list, but hopefully you do. All right. So that's the end of step 3.
That was easy.
Yes, it was. Okay. All right. So now what they want is in these boxes, B, 17, 18, and 19, they would like us to calculate the average, the highest and lowest numbers. Okay, so Excel has functions, say equals, A, V, and once you type in a few letters, you can kind of see it, but it's average, A, B, E, A, G, E, open bracket, shade this region, close bracket, and it will calculate an average. So it averaged up all of these numbers and divided it by the number of numbers. Okay. This one, they want it to be the highest. So you might think typing H for highest would work, but it doesn't. Unfortunately, you have to know it's max, M-A-X, open paren. Shade the same region and close bracket. So that gives us the highest number, which is 97,130. So if you go looking through here, it's the first one. It's the maximum number out of all of those. Lowest is going to be, as you can imagine, would be the function min. So you say this box value is equal to min, bracket, shade the whole region, and then hit close bracket and hit enter. And the minimum number out of all of those numbers would be this bottom one right there. Okay. So let's see. Number 4. So let's see. In cell B18, insert a function. Okay. Calculates the highest. 19 calculates the lowest. Autofill the range 17 through 19. Through column D. So autofill says copy the same pattern, highlight these 3 boxes, and then grab this bottom corner and drag it over to column D, not E. Okay. And that should be it for step 4. Okay.
That was easy.
Okay. Okay, so step 5 says ungroup the sheets. So let's go down here, click on any one of the sheets. Now they're ungrouped. Okay, then ungroup the sheets. Insert a new sheet. Okay, so if you go down here to the end, this is an older version of Excel. There's usually a plus sign here. So you click on, this is to insert a new sheet. So it added a new sheet. It doesn't know what the name is, so it called it sheet 1. We're going to change it to summary. So just click on this and type summary, S-U-M-M-A-R-Y, and then change the color to gold. And what we can do, tab, let's see, move it to the first position. They want it down here. And then the color tab, they want us to change it to gold. Gold, which gold? Any gold? Gold 6. That's gold. I don't have a gold 6. I don't know. I'm going to just change it to gold accent 5. They want gold accent 6, and mine only goes up to 5. So I might lose a little credit to that. All right, anyway. Okay. So, okay. So now what they would like us to do is...
That was easy.
Okay, so step 6, they want us to copy the range A1 to E4 from any of the quarterly sheets. So that's any one of these. All right, so we'll pick the first quarter. So basically what they want is, they want us to take A1 to D4. D4? A1 to E4. A1 to E4. All right. So we shade this. So basically they want this header to be on the summary sheet. So we right click, we say copy, and then we go to the summary sheet. Now if we just put in this box and hit paste, our columns are going to be the same as the standard ones that Excel gives us. But we want to have, we already took the time to get the columns right. So we're going to right click, but we're going to select paste special. And one of these is going to say, use the column widths from where you came from. Keep the source formatting, that might be it. Keep the source column widths. Yeah, let's take that one. Okay. Okay, good. So that's step 6, right? Okay.
That was easy.
Okay. All right. So now step 7. In the summary sheet, change the subtitle in cell A2 to annual budget. So instead of first quarter budget, we'll make this annual budget. Annual budget. Okay. And then change cell 4, A4, to say quarter. Okay. In cell 5, type first quarter. And then autofill down through A. Oh, sorry. What did I do? Undo that. A5, this one. In A5, type first quarter. First. And then autofill these down second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and let it go. And Excel can calculate you're doing that pattern. Okay. Type first quarter, autofill down to, and then type annual total in A9. Annual total. Annual total in A9. And that is step 7.
That was easy.
Okay. Okay, so now step 8. On the summary sheet, enter a formula in B5. So here's B5. Setting this cell equal to B15 in the first quarter worksheet. So I want this box to have the same number as a box in another sheet. So I'm going to say equals, and then I'm going to go to the sheet, the first quarter sheet. So this is North first quarter. There's North, and there's first quarter, this total. I'm going to click on this box. You see it like vibrating, and then hit enter. So this box, if I click on this, you can see that the contents of this box is equal to the sheet called first quarter, and then in that cell you see the exclamation point, and then it goes to cell B15. So it's cell B15 from the sheet first quarter. I hit enter. Okay. Enter formula B6 through B8, setting the cells equal to north totals for the second, third, and fourth quarter. Okay, so it wants us to do the same thing again. The reason we can't autofill it is because they go across this way and we're going down in these columns. So we have to do these manually. All right, so this one's going to equal the second quarter for north, that one, hit enter. And this one is going to equal the third quarter, go to the third quarter sheet and have the north total, hit enter. And this is going to be equal to the fourth quarter sheet, north, hit enter. Okay. So on the summary sheet, all right. Enter formulas B6 through B8, setting the cells equal to the totals for north, second, third, fourth quarter. All right, good. Autofill the range B5 through B5 and 3/8 through column E. So now that this pattern is set, I can shade these, grab this little box in the corner, hold the right button on my mouse and drag this across to here. Okay. All right, and that's step 8. Okay.
That was easy.
All right. So now, okay, so now step 9, on the summary sheet, insert a function in the range B9 to E9 to calculate the column totals. All right, we've done this before. Equals sum, bracket, hit enter. For all of them, so we do it for one, and then we just drag this guy over, and we get all the totals. Okay. Apply the comma 0 style B6 to E8. B6 to E8. So again, we're taking away the dollar signs, but we're leaving the commas in. And my version of format cells, my version doesn't have a comma in this list. Hopefully yours does. But it's effectively the accounting without the dollar sign. So that's what the comma is. Basically, if the comma after the 1,000, but you don't have the dollar sign. So it was the dollar signs. Okay. And then apply the total cell style on the range B9 to E9. So we've done this before. We go to the styles and we hit the expanded menu. And here's total once again. I don't know why they ask us to do the same thing twice. If you can do it once, you can do it twice. All right, so that's step 9, right?
That was easy.
Okay, so yeah, let me make this just a little bit bigger. All right. Okay, so the next step, step 10, says on the summary sheet in cell A11, that's this cell, type bonus if less than, bonus if less than, just barely fits, okay. Bonus if less than, in cell A12, type 11 with 5 zeros after it. Okay, an 11 with 5 zeros after it. Then apply the accounting number format with 0 decimal places. So let's make this look like money. Format cells, accounting, not 2 decimal places, but 0 decimal places. And we go like that. All right. Okay, now Apply the accounting form. Okay, let's see what decimal place. Select the range A11 through A12. Select these two and apply an outside border. So we go to these boxes, outside border. All right, so that threw a little box around it. Okay, so that's step 10.
That was easy.
All right. Now, step 11. In the summary worksheet, in cell B11, in this cell, insert an if function. For the logical test, check whether the north total, so the north total would be this box, the north total, whether the north total cell is less than the value in A12, less than this value. So if this value is less than this value, which in this case it would be true, if this value is less than this value, then the bonus would be 500. But if it's false, the bonus would be 50. So here's the idea. This is the budget that each of these columns was supposed to try, the people were supposed to try to keep expenses below this number. And if they did that, and they did a good job, if this number is less than this number, then their bonus should be 500. If they went over the budget, which happened here, whoa, these guys went way over the budget, then they get a smaller bonus. All right, so what we want is, for step 11, for the logic test, check whether the bonus is less than. Okay, so in this box is either going to be equal to 500 or it's going to be equal to 50. And what's going to determine whether it should be 500, don't type that in. What's going to determine is we're going to ask, is this number less than this number? And if so, it's 500. If not, it's 50. So here's what we do. We go into this box, right, A11. B11. All right. In this box, we're going to say equals if okay, open brace. If, now, we're going to put in a statement that's either going to be true or false. If this box is less than, that's the less than sign, this box, comma, 500, comma, 50, close brace, and hit enter. See, now this box is set to 500 because the statement, this box is less than this box, is a true statement. If it was a false statement, this box would say 50. Now, here's the issue, right? 500, okay, logical test. Use the absolute cell reference when referring to the cell A12. Here's the issue. So let me show you the wrong way to do it, and then, so don't do this, and then we'll do it the right way. Suppose I wanted to do the same thing for here and here, here and here, right? The total we're not going to do. That's the total of all of them together. Okay. Suppose I took this box and I wanted to autofill it and go like this. What would happen is we'd have a mistake. If I clicked on this box, it's checking, is this number, the total for the Southwest, is it less than this number? And this is an empty box. So what's happening by dragging the formula over, this box jumped to this box, and this box jumped to this box. And we don't want this box moving around. We want these boxes to move around, but we want this one to stay stationary. So let me undo that. Now we're going to have an error. All right, let me undo this. So we're back to here. Now what I'd like to do in this formula, before I go copying it, I want to double click on it. I want to say, I want this box A12. They say they want us to use absolute values. Absolute values simply means put a $ before the column and a $ before the row. Now it's the same formula. The $ kind of get ignored. You hit enter and it's still 500. But what this now means is if we start auto copying this formula, this box will stay stationary, whereas this box will keep moving as the formula moves, and that's what we want. So that's what they mean by this is an absolute reference, and these are called relative references. Okay, so now we can drag these two, and they'll work correctly. Okay, right. So let's see, A11, A12. Right, so if logical test is 0, all right. Oh, step 12. So that was step 11.
That was easy.
Okay, step 12 in the summary worksheet in cell B11, apply. Oh, I shouldn't have copied them yet. Hold on, go back. For this one, apply the currency 0 style in the cell and then autofill it the rest of the way. All right, so right click on this one, format, currency with 0 decimal places, and enter. We get the $, and now we can autofill it. So that way the $, gets copied, and up to D11. Okay, so that is step 12.
That was easy.
All right, so we got 24 steps, and we got 12 of them done. Okay, so now for step 13, we want to take the range B5 to D8, B5 to D8, that range, and then insert the default data bars conditional format. Use quick analysis button. So if we right click, there should be, all right, hopefully your version, I have an older version of Excel and it doesn't have the quick analysis. So hopefully you have it. You click on it and then pick data bars. And so what would happen is these cells would now not only have the numbers in it, but you would see like a line of how, the bigger the number, the bigger the bar is. So sorry about that. Hopefully yours has it. So I'll once again lose a point or something for not having that. Okay. And then, all right, so that's step 13.
That was easy.
All right, step 14 says go to cell A16, that's here, and put in the function, the today function. So we say equals TODAY, open brace, close brace, hit enter. So what this does is every time you open this file, it's going to have today's date on it, based on whatever the computer says today's date is. And they would like us to change the format. So instead of it being a month number, day number, and year number, hold on. I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to go to format cells. They want the month as a word, the day and the year. So they want, what do they want? They want this one. Not to say that today has to be March 14th. It's just, this is just a style. So you pick that one. So it now says today's date in that style. Okay, so that's step 14.
That was easy.
Okay. Okay, so now step 15. On the summary sheet, between range F5 to F9, that would be here, that range. Insert column spark lines for the range B5 to D9. Okay, So for here, we go to the insert ribbon and we go to the spark lines. They want the column ones. We click the column ones. And then there's a range. So the range would go in here. All right, so here's what we're doing. We're drawing spark lines so we could see these numbers to show, you had a bad month and a good month, and it tracks them for you. It tracks them like columns. So we can type in the range here, or we can just shade the range. And the range they want is B5 to D9. So B5 to D9, right there, that range. See, so the B5 colon D9, you could have typed that in or you could have shaded it. And then they want us to hit OK. All right, so these are like, showing that in this this number's low, this number's higher, this one's even bigger. So it's like growing, it's going upward, it's going downward. So these are what column spark lines look like. And then they want, what else do they want? They want show the low point. So we click on low point right there. I want the low point. And they want to apply the sparkline style colorful number 2. So under style, we can expand this menu. Oh, great, we got to look through all these. Oh, hold on, what was that? Colorful number 1. God. That's number 2. There it is. Okay, so it's the one with the blue and then the red's when they're really low. So click on that one. And that's what they wanted. Okay, so that's number 15.
That was easy.
Okay, so now we're up to step 16. Unhide the last year worksheet. Okay. Unhide the last year worksheet. So you could have worksheets, like we have 5 of them down here. You could actually have made other ones and hid them. So, people don't see them, but they're there in case you need them. So if you want to find an unhidden one, you could really just right click on any one of them, and a menu pops up and you hit unhide. And there's actually a sheet in here called last year, and it's hidden. So we're going to unhide it. So we hit OK. So now you can see we have another sheet, right? So we have summary, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Now we have this one that was hidden, but now it's here again. So, so they want us to unhide that sheet, copy the annual budget shape. So it's this thing. So we right click on this and say copy, and then paste the shape in the summary worksheet. Okay, paste it in the summary worksheet. Go over to the summary worksheet and just hit paste anywhere, I guess. Let's see. What happened? Copy. Why will I paste? It's not going to paste. So let's see. What's going on? Oh, I can't paste. Copy. Go to the summary sheet. I don't know why it's not letting me paste. Well, hopefully on your thing it lets you paste. Why won't it let me paste? All right, well, pretend it's supposed to be, pasted between A19 and E23. So you're supposed to paste it like in here, stretch it out to here. I don't know why my paste isn't working. It's annoying. Copy. Nope. Can't paste. All right. Well, pretend this object appears in this area. So stretch it out so it fills in that area. Okay. So that's number 16. All right. Okay. So on last year's worksheet, format the range A4 to E14. A4 to E14 as a table with headers using the table style light 2. Okay. So we're going to shade the region. We're going to go to the Home tab. And on the Home tab, we're going to go to Format the Table. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, and so then we're going to go on the Home ribbon. We're going to go to Format as Table. And we get these choices, and we want Table Style Light 2. Light 1, Light 2. Click on that one. And yeah, those were rows, yeah. And it looks like that. Yeah, so it looks nicer, a nicer table. Okay. All right. And then it says add a total row. Add a total row. And then add a total row. T-O-L. Oh, and it formatted it like as part of the table. And then table rows, okay. Add a total row, then apply the sum, B15. So I have the sum. So we're doing sum again. S-U-M, brace, shade these rows, close the brace. Now we are copying these. Okay. I'm gonna make this bigger so we can see it. Okay. Okay, now what they want us to do, apply the sum B15 to D15. Okay. Okay, so now what they would like us to do is they would like us, okay, so now what they'd like us to do is sort these rows in alphabetical order by budget item. But we wouldn't want to sort these rows and have these numbers stay the same. These numbers have to sort with it. So we're going to shade all these numbers, not the total row. We don't want to sort the total row. That should be at the bottom. So we want what? A5 through E. A4. 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 Oh, they want the head. Want the heading? All right. Okay, sorry. Sort the budget items, columns in ascending order. All right, yeah, never mind. So we're going to take the budget items. That's this column. Sort this, but not the totals. And the whole row has to be sorted together. So we're going to sort these in ascending order. So alphabetical order, smallest to largest, right? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to data, data, right? Data. And we're going to hit the sort button. And it's going to ask us, what do you want to sort by? And we're going to sort the budget item column in ascending order, the budget item column. That's the first column. So it's by alphabetical order, not by amounts. So we're going to pick the budget item, and then we're going to hit OK. So it basically sorted them all in alphabetical order. But we wanted to sort the entire row. So, and then we want currency 0, apply currency 0 to the total table. So these dollar signs move down here. But we want currency 0, currency 0 style for the total row. Currency 0. So we right click, format, currency 0 decimal places. These dollar signs look strange. Okay.
Tutto è più facile.
Oh, now it's in Italian. All right, that's fine. Okay, so now they want us, step 18 is hide the last year sheet. All right, so we fixed up the last year's sheet. Now we want to hide it. So if you click on the sheet, let's see, make sure I click on the right sheet, hit the right click and hit hide. And now it went away. It's still there. We can unhide it, but now it's hidden. All right, so that's step 18. That was a quick one.
Tutto è più facile.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so for step 19, we want to do some spelling corrections. All right, so we have to regroup. We have to regroup the sheets together again. So we're going to hold the control key and click on each one of the sheets. So they all get grouped together. So we're going to perform an operation on every sheet. We want to go to the beginning of the sheet, the A1 box. So it means from that box all the way down. And they want us to, every time you see QTR, it should change to quarter. So we go to home and then editing, which is over here, find and select, we'll do replace. We'll pick replace. And anytime you see QTR, you replace it with quarter. QUARTER. Then you replace all. Excel completed, and it changed 4 of them. I didn't even see them. All right, so 4 times QTR appeared in our document. Now it got changed to quarter. Maybe that was one of them right there. Okay. All right. That's step 19.
Tutto è più facile.
Okay. All right, so step 20, ungroup the sheets. So click on any one of the sheets, and now they all ungroup. On the 4th quarter sheet, that's this one, on the 4th quarter sheet, show the formulas in the worksheet. Okay, so let's see. Show the formulas in the worksheet. So what we can do, so we can go to the formulas tab, and then we can click on show formulas. So now it showed all the formulas. This is the formulas we created. And what do we want to do? Show formulas on the worksheet. Set the width of the worksheet to print on 1 page. Okay. So if we go to page layout, what does it say? Set the width to 1 page. So where's width? Here's width. Do you want it to be automatic? So this is basically saying when we send this over to a printer, do you want like it to print, you know, the first 4 columns on 1 page and then column E on the next page, or do you want to smush it down to 1 page? So we can set it to print all on 1 page. So if you have a lot of text, it's you might not even be able to see the numbers. It smushes it down too much. Okay, 1 page. And then set rows 1 through 4 to repeat as the titles when printing. So what we can do then is we could go to the page layout, right? When you're on the page. So they want 1 to 4 to repeat. So the idea is there's not a lot of data here, but suppose this Excel sheet went on for, you know, 1,000 lines. Every time you print a page, at the top of the page, we'd like to see this header, this 4-line header, get repeated. So we could go to page setup. Let's see. Let's see. Is there a page? Print titles. Print titles. And then shade this area. Hold on. So what we'd like to do with this menu up, we'd want to have these rows repeat at the top and then shade these rows. 1 to 4, and then hit OK. Okay. So let's see, step 20, repeat those rows. Okay, so that's the end of step 20. So what that would basically do is print these 4 rows would be at the, when you go to send this over to the printer, those lines would be at the top of every page. Oh, now it's Chinese. All right. Okay, so now step 21, 4 more steps to go. So we're almost done. And this was a big one, so this is good. Group the worksheets back together again. All right, we're getting good at this. Hold the control key, click on every one of the sheets. They all turn whitish, so you know they're grouped together. And correct all spelling errors. How do we correct all spelling errors? All right, so group the sheets together. We hit review, the review tab, and we hit spelling. And all right, so we're just going to accept them. Right, let's see. How do we say accept? Change. We can say change all. Accept them all. All right, we're done. All right, so that's spell checker. And then what else do they want? Add the file name to the left footer and the sheet name to the right footer, and then go back to normal view. Okay, so how do we get headers and footers to show up? We'll go to insert. Insert. What's going on here? Insert. Why is nothing on insert? So headers and footers. Click on this one. So in the headers and footers, there's a left side, a middle, and a right. So they want, that's the header. We would like to go to the footer. So the footer, let me scroll down. So get to the footer. Here's the footer. All right, so in this one, the footer on the, where is it? I can't see it. The footer on the left side, they want the file name. All right, unfortunately, I happen to remember this one. You could Google it, but you could say ampersand bracket File, capital F, and hit enter. Oh, get out of the box. Click out of the box. So it will take the file name and print it there. And then they want in the right footer the sheet name, and you would think they would call it sheet, but they don't. They call it tab. Ampersand, bracket, capital T, close bracket, and click out of the box. So that's the summary sheet. Okay. All right, and then we want to go back to the normal view. The normal view. Okay. All right, good. All right.
就是这么简单。
Yep, that's right. Okay, so now step 22. On the summary sheet, insert a 3D pie chart using non-adjacent cells A4 to A8 and E4 to E8. All right, so on the summary sheet, that's where we are. We want to make a pie chart using A4. All right, so a pie chart is basically you have a column full of numbers, these, and a column full of labels. So you're going to make a pie, and the size of the pie is based on the numbers, and the labels are based on these words. So Excel would know if you had a column of words and a column of numbers, it would make the pie slices the size of the numbers, and the words would be the labels. So how can we do this? All right, so we shade the labels, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Left click and make a box out of them. Then press the control key. This doesn't work on Macs. That's a problem. And I don't know the solution how to do this on Macs, but on Windows, you press and hold the control key and then shade the next four numbers over here. So now we have two columns. We have the labels and the numbers. So now Excel knows where to get the data to make the pies and label the pies. All right, so it wants us to make a 3D pie chart out of this. Okay, so we go to Insert, Pie Charts, 3D pie chart, and click it. It's a weird looking pie chart. All right. I don't know if that looks right. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me undo that. I didn't copy in the header. All right, hold on. I need quarter. A4 to A8. 4 to 8. Okay. Hold down the control key and do that. Insert pie chart. All right. That's my 3D pie chart. I don't know if that looks right. All right. So your pie chart may look different if you have a newer version of Excel. Okay. All right. So you want the 3D pie chart and then quarter total. Okay. All right. And then they want us to make a new tab called budget chart. Oh, so they don't want this pie chart on this. All right, so if you go to the edge of it and you right click, you can say cut. And then we're gonna make a new tab called, double click on it, we'll call it budget chart. It's our new tab, and then we'll do a paste. Doesn't matter how we paste it. Move the pie chart to the new sheet. I guess it does matter. All right. Okay. All right. That's step 22.
C'est simple.
Huh? Wait a minute.
C'est simple.
Must be French. C'est simple. I guess that means that's easy. All right. Okay, so now step 23 out of 24. Format the chart using layout 1, chart style 8. All right, click on the chart. Under chart layouts, hopefully that's one. There's one. And style 8. These are the styles. Is that 8? That's 8. I'm not sure this circle with the boxes on the side is going to match what you have, but okay. And then revise the title to Aspen Falls Annual Budget. It's not going to fit. And make the labels size 14. All right. That is, all right, that's step 23.
C'est simple.
Yep. Okay, and now step number 24 out of 24, last step. Verify that the sheets are in the order. Budget chart comes first, so we can drag this guy over to here. Summary comes second. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Save your file, close Excel, submit it, and hopefully it'll say kudos when you are done. Okay, so hopefully that's all the steps for the Excel practice test. The Excel real test is stepwise is almost identical. So if you know this, that's great. You'll be absolutely fine.